Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. First off, I'd like to thank you for joining me on the premiere episode. It truly means a lot to have people interested at such an early stage of the podcast, so thank you all for listening. Today on the podcast, I'm speaking with Montreal native and drummer for the punk outfit The Ruffianz, Francis St-Cyr. Francis has been a part of the punk scene in Montreal for a long time now, and it was great to sit down and chat with him. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! I'm here with my friend Francis St-Cyr from the band Days of Rage and the Ruffianz. Ruffianz have been, is it hiatus or dormant for the past? There hasn't been a lot of...
like when the singer quit the band in 2008, we kind of stopped because it was the singer and the main like writer, you know. So like we stopped and we started Days of Rage. But then since we went on tour in 2018, like when we came back, we just started again Ruffianz. And
Okay.
So yeah, now it's Days of Rage that is sleeping.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, I went through the band camps. I was like just looking at releases and stuff. I was like, oh, the Ruffianz haven't been like releasing music since 2008, but I've seen you guys like once or twice. So
yeah.
And the drummer or the vocalist from the Ruffianz is the drummer for Days of Rage. Right?
Yeah. It's the same band. We just switched things around when we realized that our drummer had the same voice and our ex-singer. So like why not?
That's what was surprising to me is like, I was like, I don't think it's the same singer, but he sounds identical. Yeah. So yeah, it was cool.
It's like, why? Like we've been together for 8 years and like now we just realize it.
That's funny. So, well, cool. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here in my COVID den.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
So first off, beans and breakdowns. The first word is beans. We're drinking some delicious coffee today from Structure. It's a Walter Fernandez. It's a Honduran washed bean. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's really good.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's got some interesting flavors for a South American, but still has a nice traditional, not overly fruity, not overly floral. So.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of knowledge in coffee, but I can feel it. Like this
you get the vibe.
This is not Tim Horton,
This is not Tim Hortons. Oh man, no, it's very far from Tim Hortons. So follow up to that is, we live in Montreal or Montreal. There's so much amazing coffee. I feel like we're so spoiled here. Is there a shop that you have like as a go-to, like a roaster or, just a shop in general that you call home?
I don't know. I liked Milk close because the guys were just so welcoming. It's like, it was always cool to go there. And I like the coffee. I don't know. But I don't think there's there. I like also like close to my girlfriend's place. There's a Méchant Pinson. The coffee is decent and I like the heart on the wall. So it's just cool to go there. Like there's like they're changing all the time, so it's not always the same thing. So yeah, it's just interesting to go.
That was Méchant
Pinson.
Okay.
It's on Laurier and Fabre, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been over there. It's like towards Mile and like
Plateau.
Plateau?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. But Milk I've been to, I know they use like Monogram and Pilot, but they also changed their roasters around. So it's really interesting to go.
Yeah.
I'm used to going to like shops just like Paquebot and Structure here that does like their roasting and brewing. But I do like going to shops like there's Pourquoi Pas right down the street. And they serve like, they'll do like the Mellow and Pilot from Toronto. And so it's interesting to see how Toronto roasters are still like very popular in Montreal. But we have like a ton of amazing roasters here.
Yeah.
So I'm always asking them, why do you guys use? But it's okay. They're good coffee, good shops.
Yeah.
All right, so getting into the music side, craziest show story. What do you have a story that's from tour, from playing local, that just sticks out in your mind like that was the craziest?
There's a lot. I think the one that we did in Ottawa, I think the first Ottawa Punk Fest, if I'm not mistaken, it was just crazy. It's like this guy just organized a punk fest in his parents' house. And
Because that's always great.
yeah. And he was like this, I don't know what it's called in English, but those ceilings where it's like aluminum bars and there's something sitting on it, like some foam sitting on it everywhere. Squares, like rectangles.
Okay.
And this was a ceiling and that we played. And I think after there was people piling up everywhere. And like the bands after us, I think it was Carrier Soldiers. Or I don't know, I don't remember. But like people were just like hanging on these things and like it destroyed the place. It was crazy.
Like tore the roof down? Or,
those aluminum things, and they were just hanging like all around the place. It was crazy.
But it was a house. It wasn't like a shed in the backyard.
No, it was in the living room.
Were his parents there?
No, they were like to the cottage for the weekend or something.
Oh man. I wonder what that conversation was like. They walk in, they're like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, this was pretty much the craziest I can think of. Yeah.
Anything like, I know you've been to Europe a few times.
Yeah, once. Yeah.
Once?
Yeah, well, I went to play music once, but okay. I went with my girlfriend another one.
Is there anything like, I know I always hear crazy Europe tour stories. Is there anything while y'all were...
Well, Berlin is crazy. Berlin? Yeah, Berlin. Because I feel like the punk scene is so huge. Like I don't know if there's probably other places where it's as huge, but this one's like we played on a Monday in a squat and it was packed, and then the next day on a Tuesday at SO36 and it was packed again. It's a Tuesday. Like where? No, it doesn't happen in Montreal.
No.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if there's a crowd on like a Thursday or a Friday sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, the craziness. I remember in France in Bretagne, like there was we played in I don't know if it was a squat, but it was a house, and this guy organized the show, and we were just like texting him like, what time do we have to be there? Oh, arrive whenever you want. You play whenever you want. Like, okay, well we kind of need to know when. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I arrive at 10, and we arrive there is like people sleeping on the floor. There's more dogs than humans. And it's just like, our driver just got electrocuted on the wall because there was like some wires. It was kind of crazy.
Like just an exposed panel, like, good morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And we finally played, I think, at 5 a.m. or something. There was a band before us. I think they were like some local legends or something, and they played for 2 hours, and we were just like, man, we need to go to the next city tomorrow. Like, and we played so late, and then we took our equipment back, and the sun was out, and we needed to drive again. So.
Oh my god. I wonder how that next show went.
Yeah, we all slept in the bus except the driver. The driver had to drive, but yeah.
With his shocked injury. At least he was probably awake at that point.
Yeah. I think he went to sleep while we were waiting and playing. So,
damn. Well, are there any projects that you're currently working on? I know you guys, I saw like the promo release. I don't know when Days of Rage released the 2-song.
Oh yeah, it was a while ago. We kind of recorded those songs ourselves, and we just released it for fun. But it's really, we're not working on it at all right now. We're just really working on the Ruffianz, writing an album. We have, I think, 14 songs, but maybe less. I don't know if we're gonna pick which one deserves to be on the album. But yeah, we're still working on it. It's kind of hard to have everyone at the same place at the same time. Like because of COVID and the curfew and everything, it's hard to jam. And every time we jam, it's been a long time we didn't jam, but we kind of have to remember everything, so it retarded the whole process.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're trying to release it as soon as we can. I just can't wait. Like all this music is like inside me and boiling, you know.
So y'all are focusing more on the Ruffianz now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of coming back.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I know you guys have like the energy when I've seen you guys perform, it's always just so energetic, and like even the scene locally. I mean, I've only been living in Montreal for 3 years, and I can see when there's a local band that the scene is stoked on, you guys definitely hit the mark for like, there's a few bands in Montreal and everybody just wilds out. Like it's It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So, I'm
I think we're better, even with our ex-singer, like, we owe him a lot because he kind of wrote every major songs that we have so far released. But like live, you weren't as, like, you didn't really want it to be on a stage. So like he always felt like shy a little bit. Like, so like I think that's why you left the band in the first place. And now even with Days of Rage, like Charles is not as comfortable as singing than with behind a guitar. So I think with this formula, like everyone is at the right spot and we just have the best version of ourselves, I think. So, yeah.
When then like, a lot of, polishing and experience helps with your stage performance. Like I know when you're young and like teens and 20s, even now, like I feel weird playing on stage sometimes, but the more you get, you gel together, you know each other really well. So, yeah, you can tell like it feels super solid, lots of good energy. So I'm happy that you guys are going to release some new stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident. I wrote all the lyrics so far for this album, so, and it's really like kind of feels personal, like a personal things to release. And I'm pretty proud of what we did, like all the music, because Ruffianz, like you said, like there's a fan base in Montreal a little bit, but like especially in Europe, I think it's more. So like I don't want to disappoint anyone. So to me, it's really important to be up to the standards. And like so far, I think we did it a good job. So I'm curious to see how it's gonna sound like on a real recording and everything. So.
Are y'all trying to keep that same like Oi style, the throwback, I guess? I don't even know what era that's from.
Yeah, like
early 80s?
Street punk, that sound was maybe like late 90s, maybe early 2000s, like the Unseen Casualties.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, yeah. See, I know like very little. I'm more like hardcore punk. So when it comes to like street punk, like I'm like, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah,
I respect the punk. I just haven't been immersed in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm super stoked for you guys. What are you currently listening to?
I don't know. I'm listening to everything. I feel like I watched the documentary of Agnostic Front recently.
Okay.
And like I'm just really like it's so good, man. Like I just love it. I listen to a lot of them. And I listen to a bit of hardcore, sick of it all, like always. Like this New York hardcore, I really like it. But also today on my way here, I was listening to Pespoken. It's a German band. And yeah, they have some pretty good songs. And I don't know. Yeah.
Anybody that you've seen that's like newer, I guess? Because a lot of bands, like I've seen a few bands coming out recently, even in the middle of COVID and during 2020. Has anybody like recently hit your, like you think they're underrated or anything like that?
Yeah, not really. I feel like I'm more like the guy that just listens to the good old stuff.
Good old days.
Yeah, I like to discover bands. I know that we just before COVID we were in Florida in February, and we played a festival there, and there was a band like I can't even remember the name. But they were like live. It was really good. Like the recording, I wish they will have a better quality because like it doesn't sound as good as what I've seen. But live, I was like, wow, that's so good. Yeah, they have like like party things like in the air, like
party poppers and stuff. There was a band like that used to play in my hometown, and they would bring like pool noodles and stuff, and they would literally split the crowd in two and hand each side a pool noodle and make them battle each other during a song.
That's great.
Yes.
I thought about like once when we were the Days of Rage era, I thought like we should bring like a mini trampoline and like so put it on stage and so people just jump.
Yes. Stage dive.
But all the band was like, this is dangerous, man. That's the point.
I don't know if y'all ever did like build like little platforms that you could put on the front of the stage or when you played floor shows so you could like stand up over people's heads and stuff and people would just use them to like stage dive. Like it's like you get a little bit higher so you can get a little bit further.
Yeah.
Yes. Or like the crowd walk. People try to crowd walk. I was like,
I did that at the flag, like black flag version.
Oh, wait, you...
I saw the biggest guy I could see around, and I just tapped on his shoulders, like he lifted me in the air, and I just stopped to start to walk. And later on, there's a guy that I know was like, I was like watching Flag, and when there was nervous breakdowns, like, I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. My head really hurts, and right at this point, someone stepped on my head. I was like, maybe that was me, man.
Guilty as charged. Yeah, I know. Like, it's fun to go to like Bar Le Ritz and stuff, but even at Club Soda, if you can get yourself up on the stage, it's great to just, you can run over somebody's head, or like, I know I saw a show there. I think it was early 2020, and I just flipped onto somebody, and it was amazing because you're so high that it's just like you can just step off and step on somebody.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of fun.
Oh my God, I miss it so much because I'm so small that like I don't feel like it hurts anyone. Like I'm just like jumping, and just like I could kick someone in the back to push me on the other side, and it wouldn't matter, because like I'm just like so light, and it's like, oh, what I tell this little guy, like fuck.
Yes, you're like a little feather just floating upon people's hands. The last question I have is, what city has your favorite beans and breakdowns? It's like where you have the best coffee and the best, I guess, show experiences. Or?
Well, I didn't travel that much, so I would say, like, so far my best coffee I drank, it was in Montreal, but I feel like Burton has to be on the list. Like, it's just so cool there. I just always want to go to Burton. Like every time I'm coming back, it's like, okay, when's the next time I'm going there?
That's cool. Yeah. Is there like a specific venue, or is it just like the atmosphere of Berlin?
Yeah, I think it's general atmosphere. Like there's something in the air there. Like people are super creative, and they're all at the same place. From all the culture, from punk and techno, and also like started there. Emily's, my girlfriend, is all super into it. So like Berlin is like the right place to be for us.
Well, that's awesome. I really appreciate you hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Answering some questions, getting to know the real Francis.
Yeah.
But I wish you the best luck, you and the rest of the Ruffianz. Super looking forward to new music, and hopefully later this year, maybe seeing some shows.
Yeah, man. I just can't wait for that. It's just crazy.
Get vaccinated, everybody.
Yep.
Get vaccinated. Don't listen to fake news.
Yeah.
So that we can have shows, please.
Yeah. Stop being a fucking jerk.
Stop. You heard it here. Stop being a fucking jerk and get jabbed. Well, have a great rest of your day, and take care.
Yeah. See you. Thanks, man.
Thanks again for listening to the first episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Francis for coming on the podcast and talking to me about coffee and punk music. If you'd like to find out more about both Days of Rage and the Ruffianz, you can find them on Bandcamp at daysofragemtl.bandcamp.com and the ruffianzmtl.bandcamp.com. Be sure to look out for that new release from the Ruffianz. If you've enjoyed this episode of Beans and Breakdowns, please feel free to rate and leave a review on whatever platform you're listening on. If you'd like to find out more about Beans and Breakdowns, you can find us online at beansandbreakdowns.com or on Instagram at beansandbreakdowns. Until next time, stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up!